Notre Dame recruiting fans, thank you for joining me here on the channel. My name is Brad Hughesby. Good video for you guys today. Who commits next? Make this video pretty much every month. Really quickly, center of the thumbnail was Major Everhart. I had this video set up a few weeks ago. He, of course, committed to TCU. That recruitment's pretty much over. Wanted to make a note, but I kept it in there. You can't see his face or anything. But sorry about that. Just a quick little disclaimer. It's hard to go back and change that and whatever and put it back in. So I just want to say that really quickly. But let's get to the video. Here are some 7 guys. So I'll start with the man who is on the left of the thumbnail, Drake Bowen. Another heads up: you are watching Carson Tabaraki's highlights, who will be on an official visit this next weekend for the USC game. But Drake Bowen, Maryville, Indiana product, linebacker, 5-star consensusly on 247 Sports. 5-star consensus linebacker. He's a stud. Clemson, Auburn, LSU, Indiana are the other schools in his top 5, but this one I think is Notre Dame's to lose. I definitely could see him committing before Thanksgiving. This Thanksgiving in November. I honestly think he's if I were to predict one person to commit before Thanksgiving, it would be him. We will see though. Of course, he was just in Auburn. He was at Clemson earlier. I think Auburn is probably the other biggest contender just because of the baseball aspect of it as well, but really, really like Drake Bowen to end up at Notre Dame. We'll see what happens after the USC game. We'll go back to Carson Tabaraki from Salt Lake City, Utah. He's a stud. He can play linebacker, running back. You see him here in an H-back form. Big kid, 6'2", 230. Benches, I believe, 335. This kid is a big guy. Honestly, I see him as an athlete. I could see him playing a number of positions, but just versatility. Utah, UCLA are 2 other schools high up on his list. Utah does well with these in-state kids that they want, so we'll see. But an official visit is definitely a big sign, and I honestly think if Notre Dame wants him, he'll end up in this class. Next, we'll head to the man who is on the right of the thumbnail, Malik Muhammad. Malik Muhammad was supposed to be at the Cincinnati game. Flights got mixed up and whatnot, or travel plans. I'm assuming he was flying, but whatever. He's supposed to be back for the North Carolina game at the end of the month. That should be a big telling time on how much he likes Notre Dame. To get from Texas to South Bend is no easy trek, so no worries at all. Malik Muhammad's a great guy. I don't think he was trying to throw off the staff or anything. Things pop up. It's a 16-year-old's life. I fully understand that. But he's supposed to be here for the North Carolina game. That will be big. Marcus Freeman, Chris O'Leary, Mike Mickens, he's all developed good relationships with. So we'll see. Texas A&M is another school high on this list, Texas too. But honestly, if Notre Dame really, really pushes and they make a run at him here at the end of the month, I could see him committing before Thanksgiving or Christmas as well. Justin Rhett, another 2023 cornerback. He will be in town for the USC game. That should be pretty big. I mean, he was very, very high on Notre Dame after his June 6th visit. I honestly expected him to commit probably before the end of summer. He decided to slow things down. Really taking a look at schools like Georgia and Alabama as well as Notre Dame. I think Notre Dame leads. It's close, but with a good visit for the USC game, I could see this one being wrapped up before Thanksgiving or Christmas as well. Let's head to the defensive line. Luke Montgomery. This is a name that might surprise some people. I could see this recruitment turning out like Brennan Vernon's. Of course, Vernon was an Ohio State lean. He ended up committing to Notre Dame in July. Montgomery has some family in South Bend. He was here for the UC game, the Cincinnati game, and he is coming back for the USC game with his whole family. This will be a very, very important trip. Penn State and Ohio State are the 2 main other figures in this recruitment, but I honestly think it's down to Ohio State and Notre Dame. We'll see what happens, but hey, I could see Notre Dame making a big move with Montgomery, and that would be a sight to see. Let's head to the safety position, 2023, Peyton Bowen. This is a kid who loved his visit over the summer to Notre Dame. He's 2 other teammates who are being recruited by Notre Dame. One of them will be in South Bend for the North Carolina game. That is his quarterback, Jackson Arnold. And the other one is a cornerback, and that is Ryan Yates, who will be there for the USC game right with him. Now, Notre Dame leads for Bowen, in my opinion. We'll see what happens, but I could see this one, honestly, just wants to come back to campus, make sure he loves everything on the game day. I think he just wants to get his final questions answered, and I could see him committing. Now, if you're Notre Dame, you want this one to be wrapped up sooner rather than later, but maybe he wants to take his officials, take his time. That's completely cool. That could very well happen, but honestly, I think Notre Dame's going to make a push here soon and try to land his commitment. Let's finally talk about Xavier Nwankpa, probably the number one target on Notre Dame's board, regardless of class. Wow, this recruitment has been crazy. Looked like Ohio State led pretty much throughout last fall, this winter, this spring. Notre Dame made a move over the summer. I think they took the lead after a very good official visit. And then Iowa. I shouldn't say out of the blue because he's always had a very fond interest in Iowa, but Iowa has really taken over. I think they lead at this point, but by no means is this recruitment over. He will be visiting Ohio State for the Penn State game on October 30th, and more importantly, the Notre Dame USC game on October 23rd, unofficially. I think this one comes down to the Hawkeyes and the Irish. This will be crazy. I mean, we saw videos of the Iowa student section chanting, "We want X." That's pretty remarkable. This is going to be crazy. This definitely will affect Caden Proctor, 2023 offensive tackles commitment as well, in my opinion. Good friends, good teammates. Proctor, I honestly think Notre Dame and Iowa are the top two for him as well. So this is crazy. This will be one of the more fun recruitments you'll see in the next few years. It's been wild. December 8th is his tentative decision date. That's his birthday. I could see him just doing it on National Signing Day or doing it then, doing it at the All-American Bowl. We'll see. But this has been one hell of a recruitment, and it's going to be fun all the way to the end. I have no clue who's going to land him, but he will be in town for the USC game. And since he has that December 8th tentative decision date, I put him on this list. But yeah, that's the video, guys. I appreciate everyone watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. Comment if you have any questions, and that's it for me. Peace.